Nebraska's most coveted prospect, the number one athlete in America, Michael Terry, is getting close to a decision between Texas and Nebraska. So in today's video, I'm going to give you an update around that situation. Where's he leaning? What are Nebraska's odds? And so much more. So really quick, we have a lot to discuss in today's video. Hey, if you are excited about the future of Nebraska recruiting, I know I am, hit that like button. And hey, if you're new to the channel or if you're a returning viewer, make sure to subscribe. I post daily Nebraska football and recruiting updates just like this. So if you don't want to miss any of these videos going forward, make sure to subscribe. I promise you will not regret it. But without further ado, let's get into it, going over an update of Michael Terry and his recruitment. So ever since my Dawson Merritt interview that aired 2 or 3 weeks ago, this has been the number one question I have received. Where does Michael Terry stand with Nebraska? What are our odds? Wilson, do you think he commits? So, of course, Michael Terry visited Nebraska for the Colorado game. Ever since then, he took a visit to Texas for the UTSA ball game, and he's likely going to be back for the Georgia game in a couple weeks. So, he's visiting Texas again. There is not another Nebraska visit on the schedule, but I still like Nebraska's odds. So I'm going to start it off with what I like around Nebraska so far in this recruitment and then what I don't like. So let's start it off with the pros. Why I think we have a really good chance at getting Michael Terry still to this day. Number one, and this is something that the coaching staff is trying to recruit him towards, and this is just me trying to recruit Michael Terry as well. He can play right away here. Okay, if you go to Nebraska, you will play right away as a true freshman. Look around the country. Ryan Williams at Alabama, he's playing right away. Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State, he's playing right away. Even Ja'Cory Barney at Nebraska is playing right away. Okay, the best wide receiver recruits, they don't sit and develop. Okay, they get going the second they get on campus. In Nebraska's no different. Okay, Matt Rhule said time and time again, he lets the best players play. If Michael Terry gets to Nebraska, you better believe the second he's on campus, he will be in the mix to start and get significant playing time. You can't say the same about Texas. And I saw this tweet recently that I really resonated with. This is from a Texas fan. This Texas fan said, and I quote, "As a Longhorn fan, if Michael Terry is determined to playing wide receiver, I believe he should and likely will choose Nebraska. Texas's wide receiver room in the coming years will be tough for him to break into." That's coming from a Texas fan, and I completely agree. You look at Texas' receiver room right now. First off, they're bringing in 2 5-stars in this recruiting class, but not only that, Ryan Wingo is a 5-star from last class who's playing a lot right now. He'll be back. Jonte Cook will be back for them next year, among a couple other guys. So they have their starters already in line with a bunch of other 5-stars. It's going to be hard for Michael Terry to play, and the fans for the Longhorns are aware of this. If Michael Terry wants to go on the field early and often and be a crucial part of a team's offense, it's a no-brainer. I mean, he should go to Nebraska. Number 2, the offensive fit. Okay, I truly believe Nebraska's offensive fit for Michael Terry is huge. Okay, like we're going to use him very, very well. And you just have to go to how we use Ja'Cory Barney. Okay, Ja'Cory Barney is a true freshman, but he's a weapon. So Ja'Cory Barney, we purposely check him in the ballgame to get him a direct snap or get him a sweep or give him a screen pass just to get him involved, to get the ball in his hands. Okay. Matt Rhule gets his playmakers the football, period. So I know if Michael Terry went to Nebraska, not only is he going to start, but there's going to be play concepts where Michael Terry is getting the football and we best use his attributes. I don't think that's going to be the case at Texas. They're not going to have a player or two that directly uses Michael Terry just because they have so many weapons. But at Nebraska, we're going to use his talents because, again, he is that guy. We know how to use him correctly. So I think this offensive fit is going to be huge for Michael Terry. In general, I really like what he brings to the table in terms of this pro-style offense. Again, we see guys like Isaiah Nader having a lot of success. I believe that Michael Terry is going to be used very, very well. And I'm not sure we can say the same about Texas or Oregon. Number 3, the reason why I kind of like our odds still, the connections aspect. Now, don't get me wrong. Texas has great connections with Michael Terry. That is for sure. He loves the coaching staff. Of course, he lives in Texas, grew up rooting for the program, so he loves Sark and their coaching staff. But I truly believe the connections at Nebraska are very, very good too. And one thing I love about Matt Rhule is he cares about his players more than what they are as a football player. He cares about them off the field. He cares about them as young men. Okay, that's something that I believe Michael Terry and his parents have gravitated towards. That Matt Rhule is a genuine human being. okay, and that they trust that Michael Terry will be took care of well at Nebraska. Terry was also in the locker room at the end of that Colorado game, so he knows some of the players on the team. He saw the bond, the close culture that we have here. So I believe a lot of the connections, are really going to prove crucial. I think that really works in Nebraska's favor. So those are 3 reasons why I like our odds still with Michael Terry. Let's talk about the things that I don't love in this situation. So right now, he is currently favored to commit to Texas. I'd say that's probably accurate. I'd probably put it 65-70% chance. Number 1, okay, the reasons that are in Texas's favor to get Michael Terry. Number 1's winning, okay? They're a top 5 team pretty consistently in the country. They're number 2 in the polls right now. They were number 1 last week. They're a good program, and they're bringing guys to the NFL, and they're winning. That's hard. That's really, really hard to recruit against, And that's something I told Dawson Merritt. When Dawson Merritt committed to Alabama, I texted him. I said, I'm not going to talk crap about Alabama. I'm not going to be that guy. I wish you the best of luck. It would be hard for me to turn down them too. That's what I told Dawson. Same deal with Texas. Like, if this guy commits to Texas, I'm going to wish him well because, what can I say? Texas is to win football games. We haven't won football games at their level in a long time. So, listen, that's the number 1 thing going to Texas' favor is winning, right? And he's going to be visiting for that Georgia game. If somehow they win that game versus Georgia, and it's going to be really, really hard for him to turn them down. Really, really hard. To see that atmosphere and see them beat a top 5 team, I don't know. I don't love our odds in that aspect. Number 2, Texas is the hometown team. As we all know, a lot of us grew up to be Nebraska fans. It would be almost impossible for us to turn down Nebraska. Why is that? Because Nebraska is the hometown team. Now imagine you're in Michael Terry's shoes. Texas is the hometown team, and they're winning. Imagine how hard it is to turn them down. So that's why I still like Texas odds. Number 3, it's the NIL factor. Again, I'm not sure how much NIL is playing a part in this recruiting process. It's definitely playing a little bit of a part. Texas is going to beat us out when it comes to NIL. That's just how it is. They have money galore. We're hoping that he decides based on some other issues. We still are giving him a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. Like, we're not some slouch program offering him a couple nickels. Like, we're going to give him a couple $100,000 to be here for sure. But at the exact same time, like with Texas, they're probably offering the big bucks. I'm hoping that just doesn't come down to it. I'm hoping. So we'll see what happens here in the Michael Terry recruiting process. My prediction is that he commits around, I'd say November even. We could even see a signing day commitment for Michael Terry. He's taking it slow. He's just enjoying his high school season. But I don't expect much to change from now to November. So that's why I wanted to make the video now, going over my thoughts, why I like Nebraska's odds, why I don't like Nebraska's odds. Overall, yes, I do think Texas is the favorite right now. Get their 1 football games. If you want to get Michael Terry, I told you this about Dawson Merritt, you got to win. Got to win consistently. Now, if we can pull out a 9-win, 10-win season, maybe we switch that around and we're the favorites. But we will see. Wanted to give you an update around Michael Terry. Let me know in the comment section. Do you think we get Michael Terry and his talents to Nebraska? Let me know in the comment section. And hey, if you made this far in the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, folks, go Big Red, go Rhule, and see you in the next one.